e4, e6, d4, d5, knight c3, knight f6, e5, knight fd7, f4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop e3, a6, knight e2, queen b6, queen c1, bishop e7, c3, castle kingside, h4, f6, h5, h6, rook h3, queen a5, king f2, c takes d4, c takes d4, f takes e5, f takes e5, knight d takes e5, d takes e5, knight takes e5, king g1, knight g4, rook g3, e5, rook takes g4, bishop takes g4, knight takes e5, bishop takes h5, knight f4, rook a c8, queen e1, queen takes e1, rook takes e1, bishop b4, rook b1, d4, bishop c1, bishop f7, knight takes f7, rook takes f7, g3, g5, knight d5, bishop d6, b3, rook f3, bishop g2, rook d3, bishop b2, rook c2, knight f6 check, king f7, knight e4, bishop takes g3, bishop takes d4, rook takes d4, knight takes g3, rook takes a2, rook f1 check, rook f4, bishop takes b7, rook takes f1 check, king takes f1, a5, knight f5, h5, knight g3, h4, knight e4, g4, bishop c8, g3, king g1, king g6, bishop h3, rook b2, knight c5, king g5, knight e6 check, king f6, knight d4, rook f2, Knight c6. Rook h2. Bishop d7. Rook a2. Bishop h3. King g5. Knight e5. Rook b2. Knight f3 check. King f4. Knight takes h4. Rook takes b3. Bishop d7. Rook b1 check. King g2. Rook b2 check. King g1. Rook a2. Knight g2 check. King g5. Knight e3. a4. Knight c4. King f4. Bishop c6. a3. Knight takes a3. Rook takes a3. King g2. Rook a2 check. King g1. Rook c2. Bishop d5. Rook d2. Bishop b7. King e5. Bishop c6. Rook b2. Bishop f3. Rook a2. Bishop c6. King f4. Bishop d5. Rook b2. Bishop c6. g2. King h2. King e3. King g1. King f4. King h2. Rook f2. Bishop d5. g1 promotes to queen check. King takes g1. King g3. Bishop g8. Rook f6. Bishop h7. Rook f7. Bishop g8. Rook g7.